Meet Yuki, a majestic yet misunderstood wolfhound. His wild appearance is deceiving. There's more to him than meets the eye. At 120 pounds, his strength is undeniable, but his personality is what truly stands out. Yuki doesn't trust easily. His inner circle is small and carefully chosen. He doesn't obey just anyone. Instead, he picks the people he allows into his world. When Yuki offers his paw, it's a rare privilege, a sign of acceptance. He controls the interaction. If he wants to play, you play. If he wants silence, you sit beside him in peace. Yuki's early days were filled with misunderstanding. His previous owners couldn't handle his strong-willed personality and labeled him as too much to handle. He ended up in a shelter at risk of being euthanized simply because no one understood him. But just when things looked grim, his story took a turn. He found refuge at a sanctuary. Life at the sanctuary wasn't easy either. As a pup, Yuki had to undergo multiple surgeries for a severe leg injury. The pain and struggle shaped him, making him even more selective about who he trusted. Over time, he learned to depend on himself, but he also learned that some humans were worth trusting. Yuki isn't just a big, exotic-looking dog. He's a personality, an experience, a lesson. He shows that behind a wild exterior, there's always more than meets the eye. He isn't just a creature to admire from afar. He's a living, breathing reminder of resilience and trust. Yuki proves that real bonds take time and respect. Even the most independent souls are capable of forming connections when given the chance. His story is a reminder that strength isn't just about power. It's about the ability to trust again after hardship. As this story comes to an end, let Yuki's lesson stay with you. If you enjoyed his journey, share this story with others. His tale deserves to be heard. Subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories like Yuki's. Because sometimes the most unexpected friendships can teach us the most valuable lessons. Some animals look wild at first glance, but when you get to know them, you realize there's something much more. That's exactly the case with Yuki. He looks like a wolf straight out of a storybook, a creature that should be running through the wilderness, untamed and unreachable. But Yuki's story, it's not what you think. Because behind the majestic, wolf-like appearance, Yuki is something far more special. And if you're one of the few people he chooses to trust, you'll never forget him. Yuki isn't the kind of animal that loves everyone. He doesn't wag his tail for strangers. He doesn't jump into the arms of every person who approaches him. He is selective, and that's what makes him so unique. Yuki doesn't let just anyone into his world. He picks the people he trusts, and when he does, it's a moment of true connection. If you stand by his enclosure and he reaches out his paw, offering it to you, that's not just a simple gesture. That's acceptance, a silent way of saying, you're one of the few. And when Yuki trusts you, he lets you in on his terms. If he wants to play, you play. If he wants silence, you sit beside him and just be there. Because Yuki, he runs the show. But life wasn't always this peaceful for Yuki. In his early days, he was misunderstood. His first home couldn't handle him. They saw his strong personality as a problem. They thought he was too much, too wild, too unpredictable. And so, he ended up in a shelter. But here's the heartbreaking part. He was on the brink of being euthanized. Not because he was dangerous, not because he did anything wrong, but simply because no one gave him a chance to be understood. And that could have been the end of Yuki's story. But then something changed. Yuki found a sanctuary, a place that didn't see him as a problem, a place that saw him as who he truly was. But even at the sanctuary, life wasn't easy. As a pup, Yuki suffered from a serious leg injury. He needed multiple surgeries, went through pain, recovery, and uncertainty. And those experiences, they shaped him. They made him stronger, but also more careful about who he trusted. He learned to rely on himself. But he also learned that sometimes there are humans worth trusting too. Most people, when they see Yuki, think the same thing. What a beautiful animal. And they're bright. But what makes Yuki special isn't just his looks. It's the way he carries himself. It's the way he chooses his people. It's the way he teaches us that trust isn't something given freely. It's something earned. He isn't just a pet. He isn't just a rescue. Yuki is an experience. And for the people who get to be part of his world, it's something they'll never forget. Yuki shows us something important. That trust isn't instant. That real connections take time and respect. And that even the most independent, untamed spirits are capable of forming bonds, but only when they choose to. Yuki is a reminder that strength isn't just about size or power or survival. It's about the ability to let someone in even after life has given you reasons not to. And maybe that's a lesson we can all learn from. So, as this story comes to an end, take a moment to think about what Yuki represents. The power of trust, the importance of respecting boundaries, and the idea that sometimes the most unexpected friendships are the ones that mean the most. If this story touched you, share it. Let Yuki's story reach more people. And if you want more stories like this, hit subscribe. Because sometimes the greatest lessons come from the most unlikely places. And you never know, the next story might just change the way you see the world.